engaged to the platform and has access to the platform as well. We follow a system of notifications and messages, such as on social media, so you're also reminded of all of the tasks and activity that you have to complete. But like I said, we want to be a community management tool. What does this mean? That we want every educational institution, center, school, higher ed, even corporate organization for professional development to really encompass all of their activities, all of their communication, and all of their already existing tools and content within one versatile place, becoming that digital ecosystem and that centralized hub. So just to give you an idea, every user when they enter into Schoology, they're going to be redirected into this landing page. And essentially it's an informative and also a communicational tool. Being able to retrieve important information, updates, announcements from an administration, a CEO, a principal, what have you. But also being able to supply additional content, supplementary content, whether it be external files, extracting things from the internet, from other sites, recording audio and video directly onto Schoology, and also gaining insight into what you have to do, what is important, what is living within your calendar. Whether you're an instructor and you have to either grade several submission, or if you're a student, you have to take an exam. We also want to be content agnostic. We're not necessarily a content provider, but we definitely want to be able to manage any type of content. So we built out a resource repository, and because we're a cloud-based system, there's really no limit to storage space within the resource center. So, like I mentioned, being able to import directly from other sites, whether it be other systems or other platforms, or a standard file or QTI file, or through common cartridge. At the same time, we want to provide the robust, advanced content creation tools and different types of content as well. So not just your typical document, PDF, PowerPoint, but also SCORM, QTI files, LTI compliant as well. For an instructor, let's say, we've seen within our global community, we've seen many institutions, many instructors that have used the resource space to start building out their curriculum. It's really great for course section management and also curriculum development. And what we also want to do is ease that workflow and reduce the workflow for all of your users, being able to easily share content across Schoology. Because we believe that sharing is caring, and it definitely can be fun. So, adding things to your courses and sharing across an entire school or entire collaborative group is just simple with the ease of 2 or 3 clicks. At the same time, not only are you using an educational platform, but you're also taking a role in an active global community of educators and professionals. So currently we have over 8 million users in over 150 countries, educators, professionals, students, teachers, parents, administrators. And we really we stride ourselves on that social collaboration. So being able, through a public resource space, for active users in that community to actually share, interchange, exchange different pieces of content and materials. So we have a lot of instances. We work at all different levels of education. So there are a lot of primary schools, secondary schools that in their classroom environment, they're working on projects with their counterparts in other countries. Students are actually taking online courses with remote teachers that are in other continents and other time zones as well. So being able to not only use what is being successful, what is resourceful and valuable in other situations and adapting it to your own needs, but also showcasing what you're doing at the present time and what has gone well for you. We also want to be able to create collaborative groups. So whether this be for a faculty department, or whether this be for professional development, or your extracurricular activities, but being able to streamline your communication in one intimate setting, and at the same time sharing resources across that same city. So whether it be through that collaborative group of community, or across your entire institution. Again, sharing is caring, and it can be fun, okay? The use of applications, so being that community management tool, we want to encompass what you're already using, what is already existing. So whether that be through an email account, or whether it be through an information system or a management system, we want you to be able to use that, incorporate that into Schoology. So one of the things we've done is we've created an app center, the ability to install apps directly within the platform, both at the entire school level and at a user profile level. So just as an example, we've incorporated recently Microsoft OneDrive for business. So we have a very agile software development. This allows us to push new features, new functions, new applications and integrations within the system without compromising our service. So other applications such as Google Drive, Khan Academy, Evernote, Dropbox, that's all already existing within Schoology. So if you have an account of one of these providers, you can access all that information and all of your content from within the platform.
Do you have OneNote as well? Microsoft OneNote?
So if it's a part of the OneDrive, it can be through a single sign-on. It can be accessed through the OneDrive integration. That's a native integration within Schoology, such as Google Apps for Education. Creating those collaborative groups, being able to create those smaller communities, those more intimate communities within Schoology. So, like I said, it could be for a faculty group, it could be for your sports teams, being able to streamline that communication with all of the members of that group, having a more intimate space, sharing those easily accessible resources, and also any other types of multimedia or content. Again, working off the system of reminders and notifications, everything is automatically transferable within Schoology. And you can also receive it not only through the web browser, but also through mobile applications, email notifications, mobile push notifications as well. So you're always going to be reminded of whatever tasking activity that you have to accomplish. We also have social media integration, so streamlining things not only from different sections within Schoology, but also to your social media account, so that everybody is always informed. And then really pulling together all that pedagogical content and building out the curriculum, making it accessible to your students, to your users, okay? So we want to take that current on-premise classroom environment and create it into its true digital form in that digital ecosystem, okay? So not only using the content that already exists that's transferable into Schoology, but also being able to build out new content through more robust and advanced tools, right? Shared view with the students, they have the same amount of access, they can easily be reminded of their tasks, easily filter through the different types of materials, and also view the entire curriculum or lesson plan. At the same time, being able to share updates, being able to share notifications and news, and all the tasks that are taking place during a typical classroom environment can easily be done through Schoology as well. Assessments, evaluation, grading, being able to track how the student progress, and also how students are also excelling at certain competencies or learning objectives. So we want to be able to enhance that blended learning environment and even that individualized learning or personalized learning as well. So whether you want to see what are the weaker points of the students, where they're falling behind or where they're excelling, being able to generate those reports as well. So based on competencies, based on learning objectives, standards, etc. We also want to be engaging for all different educational levels. So we work at primary, secondary, like I said, higher ed and corporate level. So even for your kindergartens, for your first graders, etc., we want to be able to be an engaging platform. We want them to be using Schoology either in the classroom through whether it be an iPad or through a computer or mobile device, etc. And in fact, Schoology has won both in 2013 and 2014 the Cody Award for Best K-12 Solution, Best K-12 Solution, and also Best Mobile App Educational Solution. From an administrative point of view, even the admins, the tech coordinators, the IT department, the principals, the management, they can also be involved in Schoology. Being able to automate processes of streamlining information, getting all your users and courses enrolled into Schoology, and having everything readily available for all the stakeholders within that community. Being able to track as well how people are actually engaging with the platform. Okay, not only engaging with the platform, but also what areas are they covering, what content are they actually accessing. And then the use of different applications. So, like I said before, we're a very agile software development platform. Being able to consistently add more applications, more integrations, more use of technology within the center without compromising the service. So this is going to actually expand. It has expanded in the past. It's going to continue to expand. So we've incorporated new technology, new applications. One of the things that we're actually going to present very soon on the platform is the e-portfolio, that's going to live within the user profile, being able for each user to compile a group of their own projects or working documents, and having it live within that user profile so that they can easily export it out of Schoology as well. Okay, but I also want to focus on that sense of community, maintaining that sense of community within Schoology, having everything centralized within one versatile platform, easy access, whether it be through the web browser or the mobile applications. And also we're growing a growing global community, so the new the possibilities and the depth of creating new initiatives and new projects. And in fact, I'm going to cite a couple of examples. In Uruguay, we work with Planceval. It's an organization at the governmental level that deploys one-to-one programs for primary and secondary schools. So they're currently using Schoology for their English programs, for their cyber home learning programs, and across all of primary schools in the public sector of Uruguay. Similarly, in the United States, different districts, whether it be districts of 50 schools or smaller organizations of 10 schools. In the Caribbean, with Trinidad and Tobago, another district, actually a religious district that has a huge education center, where they've adapted Schoology after no previous use of technology. Schoology is in fact their first piece of technology that they've incorporated into their educational system. And because of the intuitiveness of the platform, because of the easy tools, the teachers have been able to utilize Schoology, really optimize the experience through Schoology in a short amount of time. Because we want to be able to work with every single user. We consider all of our user base as partners, not necessarily clients or users, but partners. So we want to make sure that you're successful at whatever you need, having every access to all the tools and materials within the site, and also equipped to actually use it and optimize that experience. Right? And again, the ability to reduce that workflow for all users and enhance the learning experience and also the user results. So we've seen more or less the basic introduction to Schoology in different ways that you can not only communicate across the platform, but also sharing resources. So are there specific questions about the platform at the moment, about sharing resources?
About the groups, do you have a group hierarchy?
So the question was if we have a group hierarchy. So the idea of the group is to allow for that flexibility of actually creating any type of community. So there doesn't necessarily have to be a hierarchy. If it's in organizations of schools, from an administrative perspective, there can be a hierarchy for it to cater to that organization. So whether you want to track, for instance, analytics or also how users are actually engaging with the platform, it could be at a collective level or also at a specific singular level as well.
Who have the permission to create a group? Only the teachers or the permission?
So that's really configurable for every. The question was about permissions of who can create groups and who can create courses within Schoology. So it's really configurable to any educational institution. There's also an administrative perspective, a hierarchy of permissions and privacy settings. So like I mentioned, the creating of the user types, the user roles. You can set that up so that you can have different faculty members, for instance, in one single course, and they all have different roles. The ability to create an unlimited amount of roles and user types and defining exactly what their function is and what they're going to be able to see. So it brings me to my next point. We also have a parent portal. So being able to involve the parents as well, and also set the expectations of what they're going to be able to do within Schoology and what areas they can or cannot visit as well.
Okay.
So I wanted to keep this very general, but again, thank you for joining us. We're open to answer any other questions you have. Please feel free to stick around the booth and continue discussions with us. And I guess, Christina, we're going to go ahead and do that iPad.